Is the U.S. sending F-16 Viper fighter jets to Ukraine, and if so, will they be effective against the Russian Air Force? Hi folks, and welcome back to the Storm and Cellar. Before we get started, don't forget, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Well, it was announced that a couple of Ukrainian pilots are currently in Arizona to attend the F-16 flying training. Apparently, this training is to ascertain whether it's viable to sell or give F-16s to Ukraine. I think it's important first to address some concerns about the possible transfer of these jets. First, how long does the U.S. believe the war is going to last? It'll take these pilots approximately 6 to 7 months to complete their training, and that's just to be able to fly basic fighter maneuvers and drop ordnance. Then they would have to create a cadre of instructor pilots and pilots to go through training just to fill a squadron at the basic operational level. Now, a normal U.S. Air Force squadron is 24 aircraft, but let's assume they have a 12-ship squadron. At 2.5 pilots per aircraft, that's 30 pilots. You're looking at approximately 2 years for a squadron to come up to full mission capability. A good question is, considering the Ukrainians fly MiG-29s already and are already proficient in them, why did the Germans block the Poles from providing MiG-29s to the Ukrainians? This would have made too much sense. Second, if the U.S. provides F-16s to Ukrainians, what block aircraft will they consider giving them? My concern is that Block 70, which is the most advanced of the F-16s and has much more sophisticated systems and highly classified technology, might fall into the wrong hands. Reportedly, the Ukrainians have already been selling arms and technology to the Russians and on the black market. So in other words, how safe is the U.S. technology transfer to Ukraine, and how concerned should the U.S. military be? Perhaps the best solution would be to pull some of the earlier Block 40-42 F-16Cs and D models out of the 137 that's stored at the A-Mark or the Boneyard at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, Arizona, and just give those to the Ukrainians. Third, so how would the F-16 fare against the Russians' S-300 surface-to-air missile system and the MiG-29s? It's fair to say that the multi-role F-16 can get the job done in both the air-to-air and air-to-mud role. It has a low observable radar cross-section, can turn on a dime, it can carry a plethora of air-to-air and air-to-ground ordnance, has a high thrust-to-weight ratio, doesn't bleed off energy in a dogfight, and can effectively pull up to 9 Gs. Also, many NATO nations already fly the F-16, to include Belgium, Denmark, the Netherlands, Norway, and Turkey, although the Netherlands are about to get F-35. What's the limiting factor with the Viper? Well, the MiG-29 is awesome at slow speeds around 100 to 200 knots, which is pretty much like fighting an F-18, and it can regain energy pretty quickly. With its helmet-mounted sight, the Fulcrum has a 45-degree look-up angle while off-bore, and enables it a good advantage for an AA-11 Archer or all-aspect heat-seeking missile. The F-16 has the advantage in an across-the-circle fight, which gives it the ability to pull and sustain those 9 Gs. The MiG-29 quickly bleeds off energy after the first turn, which gives the F-16 a huge advantage. Another big Fulcrum limitation is its poor cockpit visibility. In a turning fight, visibility to locate and keep eyes on the adversaries is extremely important because you're not using your radar any longer. Now, I have to go back to the Ukrainian pilots. The advantage they have is that they do know the MiG-29. The big disadvantage is they don't know the F-16 and will have limited time in the cockpit. The stick, which is fly-by-wire and located on the side of the cockpit rather than between the pilot's legs, is very sensitive, and they can over-G the aircraft quickly until they're used to it. As for the S-300 SAM system, the U.S. has already provided the Ukrainians with AGM-88 high-speed anti-radiation missiles to perform the SEAD or suppression of enemy air defense mission. However, the missiles they've been provided is still undetermined. So I don't know how many they are, but they were seen loading them on a transport at Misawa Air Base, Japan, where the U.S. Air Force has the F-16CJ Wild Weasel or SEAD mission. Considering the U.S.'s threat from China, I hope the U.S. didn't deplete Misawa's own stock of missiles. The real questions are, how will a few F-16s truly affect the war in Ukraine's outcome? Will the Russian Air Force finally overwhelm the Ukrainians with mere numbers of aircraft and air power? Will the U.S. sell state-of-the-art F-16 Block 70 aircraft to Ukraine, and how reliable are they to secure that technology? And will the war last long enough before the pilots achieve a level of proficiency to combat the Russian air threat? Okay. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are by leaving your comments below. So until next time, make sure your takeoff and landings equal.